Hello, my name is Bryce, and this is my channel Striving Intellect. And today we're going to talk about processing units being used to basically arm our enemies. And I'm saying that because obviously the future of weapons and computers is massively based on processing units. Those are like the brain of a computer. So, if you don't necessarily have a processing unit that is up to standards, then you can't have the most futuristic technology / weaponry. And recently, there's actually a lot of news about Nvidia having some of their chips banned from sale to China, which I believe is the H20 chipset. It looks like the H20 AI chips are banned from being sold to China. And Nvidia is going to take a $5.5 billion hit on their annual revenue because of this. That being said, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world because you shouldn't sell people who consider you enemies. That's what China says. Things that they'll use to destroy you. I don't know why anybody would think it's a good idea whatsoever, unless they're mad about the stock price going down. And, what I would say to them is money isn't everything. You shouldn't sell people who want to destroy you weapons. But we'll just kind of go over this real quick. Nvidia expects up to a $5.5 billion charge in the first quarter. Nvidia expects a $5.5 billion financial charge in this quarter due to new U.S. licensing requirements for its H20 chips. U.S. officials require Nvidia to obtain licensing to export H20 chips to China due to security concerns. It's a national security threat, obviously. Nvidia's shares fell over 6% after market trading amidst volatility linked to U.S. tariffs. The new licensing rule for H20 chips is described as indefinite, impacting Nvidia's sales strategies. Again, it isn't necessarily a bad thing that people want to protect our national security by not selling somebody like, I don't know, the Chinese Communist Party a bunch of high-tech, high-end AI chips. And here is a Twitter article. The U.S. government has imposed indefinite ban on Nvidia exporting its H20 chips to China, citing national security reasons. Nvidia anticipates a significant financial impact. Obviously, again, $5.5 billion is a massive hit, and 5% drop in any stock for a day is catastrophic. Like, that's massive. I do think that for national security reasons, we shouldn't sell chips that will then be used for advanced fighters and drones and other technology that could possibly be used against us. The Chinese government uses something called civil-military fusion, where they basically use something that would be considered dual-use technology to both use in the regular market and the military market. So if you sell them chips, it doesn't matter if they say they're not going to use them for weapons. They will. And here's a short rundown of the amount that it lost. It looks like it dropped 6% so far, and their trajectory is probably not going to get much better. I assume that there's probably other markets, although they wouldn't be as large. That's the thing. But again, the amount of money that is lost over this kind of pales in comparison to our national security. You don't want to sell people who consider you enemy weapons that can be used to destroy you in the future. It's just not a logical thing to do. And the idea that individuals would want to profit off of selling somebody something that could literally be used against us is very reminiscent of Americans buying bonds from Germany in the 1930s. You shouldn't fund your enemies. That is absolutely absurd. But I just thought this was really interesting stuff. Obviously, it will fluctuate. There's probably going to be ups and downs on the stock, so it's not concrete, obviously. But it's really important for us to actually take our national security very seriously. But I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.